So, Childhood's End is not an easy movie to find the title of if you've forgot it, but I saw the film some years ago. I don't know, 6 years ago, 5 years ago. It was a bit ago. It was a long film, but it didn't detract from it like that sort of thing usually does. Um, so one message that's true in the movie is that the children, not only are they more likely to be perceptive of the demons and other beings, you could say, but they tend to be more ready because they haven't had certain dogmas put upon them, or that they're easier to program towards a particular way. Now, there's a trend that's growing in percentage and in number, of course, that it's not spiritual entities, but aliens. I mean, in a way, we're referring to the same thing. If you look at it, a lot of the mythology, it's obvious we're not talking about physical beings. I'm sorry, Zechariah Sitchin and Eric von Daniken and those sort of people. But a lot of the information they present makes clear that we're referring to spiritual and psychedelic. By psychedelic, I don't necessarily mean they use drugs, but psychedelic as in they use, the drug-like experience, the sensual and psychiatric highs, sense of perception and stuff, the altered states of consciousness that a person can have. Some people never reach some of these things without drugs, but still. But there are beings out there. Now, if you just want help in something rather than truth and good in sense is something other than, is it positive or negative, or these people who talk about low and high vibrations, which they obviously don't know what they're talking about, because high vibrations is how whales kill people. And low vibrations, relaxation, dream-like awareness, or at least regular awareness and stuff like this. Yeah, we respond to different frequencies above that, the gammas and thetas and stuff like this, but we're really sort of, the human being is sort of an alpha sort of creature. Alpha brainwaves is, but anyways, that's a different point. But yeah, it's not gods and goddesses that they're getting our attention to anymore. They are, it's aliens we're referring to now. Now, a lot of the mythology, it sort of really plays out if you're gonna follow the books and go along with what the ancient scriptures of these various things, it amounts to the same. But so just like the people of Moses in the Bible, they have 40 years. So what is it, 50 years? That 50 years have to go by before the aliens show themselves, because humanity is not going to be ready. So we need a couple generations to appear, because 20 years is the general term for a generation. So this whole millennial thing is if you were born after Star Wars came out, or the year Star Wars came out and later, it's like, no, that's a Zoomer would be born this century, or perhaps the year 2000, maybe 1999. I guess you could tolerate that sort of thing, the last couple of years of last century. And You got the baby boomers, you got the flower children, you know, and then Generation X, I think we were called, or is it Y? Yeah, I remember all those Pepsi commercials and whatnot. But there are beings out there. They have stuff to teach us. Our importance is beyond this life. That's sort of a more or less hidden message with this sort of movie. As far we are the incarnations of these beings, you could say. If we're letting ourself be, whether it's genderless beings or whether it's the fire beings, fallen angels, whatever, which we're getting the idea that this movie is about those sort of beings and getting us closer as a society to following those sort of entities. No one, like the Ouija board scene, you know, the hand in the circle, and it's like, this doesn't concern you. It's like, yeah, you can't, just like exorcism, you can provide the opportunity for someone. Here are the verses I'm going over, the formulas and prayers. If you want to repent and if you want to move along with this sort of stuff, yes. But can you cast demons out of people who don't want them cast out? I don't really believe that. And of course, we have some other things going on too, that, you know, world peace, you could say. You know, we're warned about the surveillance state. We're warned about the thing of the left wing, the rise of fascism, the rise of communism, various other things. But I haven't read the book, so I really can't compare it to the movie. But the movie goes over well. That it works itself up gradually. It doesn't seem too drawn out. And children being trained in certain abilities, and society not fighting with itself, and not trapped up in mere frivolity, kind of seems to work better for Karelin and for the humans. So that's part of why you see this, the whitewashing idea as part of the deception, because the artificial positivity, the watching in the most base sort of way, referring to the brownness of the earth, the indifference, as in, you know, death and life, the span of earth. There's the beings that we're talking about here. They're not entities that, you know, they're not confined to this life. So, I mean, their life extends beyond any human life. So they, in a way, sort of have to be indifferent to whether we live or die, or whether the earth kind of survives or not. There's a rising thought right now about, oh, the earth's not going to make it. Oh, the earth will do just fine. No matter what we do to pollute it and everything else, I think the world's going to make it past human beings. And I don't know, there's the idea that these beings are going to watch. Some of these satanic alien cults have, like, the demons watching the destruction by nuclear weapons and all this other stuff. Just, you know, here's a being that survives and is witnessing and thriving on the power of what human beings are doing. It's given a lot nicer approach in this, so it's a lot more palatable to the typical people. And I presume I'm sort of rambling, so I'm going to stop there.